You ever feel like you're just running on a financial treadmill? I mean, you're earning more money than ever before, but your bank account, it just doesn't seem to have gotten the memo. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to unpack a really powerful strategy that explains why this happens, and more importantly, what you can actually do to fix it. So does this hit close to home? You finally hit that salary milestone, the one you've been aiming at for years, but there's just not much, if anything, left at the end of the month. You feel like you should be wealthy, but the reality just feels different. Look, I want you to know you are definitely not alone in feeling this way.
Okay, let's paint a picture here, a classic scenario. You've got friend A pulling in a fantastic 85 grand a year, but they're constantly stressed about money. Then you have friend B earning 52 grand, and they've got 6 months of savings tucked away and just booked a holiday. How is that even possible? It seems totally backward, right? Well, it's because they're playing two completely different financial games. And that feeling, that trap, it actually has a name: financial limbo. It's that super frustrating place where you're working so hard, you don't have the time or energy to chase a bigger salary, but you're not making enough to feel secure and, actually take a break. It's a trap that so many high performers fall right into.
So, here's the crucial point. If you're stuck in financial limbo, downloading another budgeting app is not going to be the answer. The problem isn't about your discipline, it's about your entire strategy. You're just fighting the symptoms, not the real cause.
Think about it like a sports team, right? You've got your offense, which is all about growth, scoring points, increasing your income, and then you have your defense, which is all about optimization, preventing scores, cutting your costs, saving more. The reason so many people feel stuck is they try to play offense and defense equally hard all the time. And in finance, just like in sports, that just leads to burnout and, frankly, pretty bad results.
Which brings us to a much, much smarter way of thinking about this: the bodybuilder's blueprint. See, bodybuilders don't try to build muscle and lose fat at the exact same time. It's just not efficient. Instead, they sequence it. They have a bulking phase, where they focus on gaining mass, and then a cutting phase, to get lean. We can apply this exact same logic to our money.
All right, so let's break down phase one: financial bulking. This is where you put your entire focus on growth, just like a bodybuilder focuses on gaining mass. For most of us, this is going to be the main focus in our 20s and early 30s. During a financial bulk, you have one single objective: increase your income potential. That's it. Forget about clipping coupons for now. You need to think of yourself like a startup that's in its big investment phase. Every spare pound, every spare hour should be reinvested into making you more valuable.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it means saying yes to that expensive professional development course. It means buying dinner for someone who can help you in your career. It might even mean moving to a more expensive city because the job opportunities and the salaries are just way, way better. It's all about playing offense.
And this totally reframes what success looks like, doesn't it? A low savings rate of, say, 5 or 10% during this phase isn't a failure at all. It's a strategic reinvestment in your single greatest asset, your future earning power. You're not just spending money, you're watering a seed.
And the return on that investment? Oh, it can be absolutely massive. Just take this number, for example: 233%. What on earth could that represent?
Well, that's the first-year return you get for spending $3 grand on a certification that helps you land a 10,000-pound raise. And here's the kicker: that 10,000-pound raise isn't a one-time thing. It compounds year after year for the rest of your career. Suddenly, spending 2 hours clipping coupons to save a tenner seems like a pretty terrible use of your time, doesn't it?
But of course, you can't bulk forever. Eventually, your income growth starts to slow down or hit a ceiling. And that is the signal. It's time to pivot. Welcome to Phase 2, Financial Cutting.
The cutting phase is all about defense. Your new single focus is to maximize the amount of money you actually keep. This is where you become a master of optimization. You go through your finances with a fine-tooth comb. You've already built the income engine, now it's time to stop the leaks. Now, this is where all that classic, kind of boring financial advice finally becomes incredibly powerful. You audit every single subscription. You refinance your loans. You start meal planning to slash food costs. Every little optimization isn't about being cheap. It's about playing world-class defense to protect the wealth you've worked so hard to build.
This quote right here really captures the crucial mindset shift you have to make. The question is no longer, can I afford this? Because honestly, on a high salary, you can afford most things. The real game-changing question is, does this expense actually improve my life? If the answer is no, it gets cut. Simple as that. This is how your savings rate can explode from 10% to 30 or even 40%.
So this all sounds great in theory, but how do you know which phase you should be in right now? Is it time to bulk or is it time to cut? Well, thankfully, there's a very simple test for that.
Ask yourself this one simple question. Can you realistically add 15,000 pounds to your salary in the next 12 months? If the answer is an honest yes, if you can see a clear path, maybe through upskilling or job hopping, then you stay in the bulking phase. Your energy is best spent there, period. But if the answer is no, then it's time to switch. Your focus should be on cutting, on optimizing everything you already have.
Okay, let's bring this all together. The new blueprint for building wealth isn't about finding some mythical, perfect balance between earning and saving. It's about intense, deliberate focus on one thing at a time.
So here are the key things to remember. First, focus beats balance. Trying to do everything at once just leads to being mediocre at both. Second, you can't bulk forever. You have to know when it's time to pivot to cutting. And finally, if you're in your 20s, now is the time for aggressive bulking. Your responsibilities are probably low, and the incredible power of compounding is on your side.
And this is the critical warning. If you get stuck in the bulking phase, always chasing more income while letting your lifestyle inflate right alongside it, you'll end up exactly where you started, just with more expensive problems. You'll be living paycheck to paycheck, but at a much higher altitude. So I'll leave you with this question. Take a hard look at your own financial life. Are you trying to be the star quarterback and the star defensive lineman at the exact same time? Maybe it's time to pick a side, focus your energy, and finally make the kind of real progress that pulls you out of financial limbo for good.